Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you are here. I'm going to give everybody some time to dive in. This is day 5 of the 10 days of free shipping that the Institute for Excellence in Writing is hosting every single July 1st through July the 10th. The Institute for Excellence in Writing offers what they call freedom shipping. And so every night, a little bit after 9, I'm going to go live and provide you a recommendation for what you should have in your shopping cart, because I know all of us as home educators, we are in the mode right now of making sure that we are purchasing things for the upcoming school year. And if you're new to my channel, by the way, I'm Alicia Brown. I help homeschool parents turn their children into exceptional writers. I have had recently students who have won first place in the public speaking competition for the Institute for Excellence in Writing. I had 2 students, one who was a middle school student who won third place for the IEW writing competition this past school year, and one of my high school students won second place for public speaking. That student won $1,000. For the third place prize, he won $200, and then for the student who won second place, he won $400. So listen, the skills that the Institute for Excellence in Writing is teaching your children, they absolutely pay off, literally. A lot of my students, like I said, were actually winners of these public speaking competitions and writing competitions this year. So let me dive right in. I am going to talk to you tonight about the recommendation I have for day 5. So we're 5 days into the 10 days that you get access to free shipping from the Institute for Excellence in Writing. And so to kind of recap what I recommended early, first day, I recommended something called Student Resource Package. I have it right here. So the student resource package, it is $25. It comes in a 3-ring binder with everything in the middle. And I like to recommend things that no matter what age child you have, this will work for your elementary all the way through high school, like senior year, even into college. If you looked at my live the other day or attended my live, I was telling everyone there that I have used this since my soon to be 21-year-old was 8. And I even cracked it open last year when I had my first year freshman in college have a question about a paper that she was writing. So $25 is literally one of the best purchases I've made during my homeschool year. So if you are one of those homeschool parents and you want to make sure you're buying things that will actually get used, that is absolutely something you should purchase, the student resource package. The second thing I recommended the other day was if you want a full year of writing curriculum that you can work through with your elementary all the way through high school student, I recommended you look at either theme-based writing or the SSS program. So the Institute for Excellence in Writing, they have 2 options. If you are a homeschooling parent or a home educator and you really need to hit play and have somebody else do the teaching, the Institute for Excellence in Writing offers you the video-based curriculum that will last you all year. The second thing they offer, which will still last you and your children all year, is theme-based. Now, that requires you as a parent to go through either their teacher training, or it requires you to hire a certified Institute for Excellence in Writing instructor. So whichever you want to do, whichever route, both routes are fantastic. They provide excellent training. Your children, no matter which route you go, video based or theme based. I have an example right here. They have theme based. This one is a US history based writing lesson. This would cover the entire school year of writing for your children. Now, anything that's blue, you can go back and look at my other live. Anything that's blue will be middle school, but they have things from K all the way to 12 writing that will take you and cover writing for the whole school year. So today, though, I am providing one recommendation a day. And so today I am recommending their Fix It Grammar program. Now, I know a lot of us, again, we want our children to be really strong writers, but part of that writing is understanding all of these grammar rules. So how then do we help our children become excellent writers and also great with the mechanics of writing? So I am recommending that in your shopping cart, you check out or put in that shopping cart Fix It Grammar. Now, this is just level one. Generally, your child is recommended to start this around fourth grade ish, and then they have levels that go all the way through high school. And so I'm going to kind of show you the inside. This is the student book, and you have the teacher manual. So I'm going to go over some of the top things that I love about Fix It Grammar. First of all, I absolutely love the price points. Okay, so if you just get the consumable for your child, the consumable is just, I think, $19, and then if you get the bundle, I believe that's about $35. I'm going to go show you online where you can find the Fix It Grammar bundles, but to teach a whole school year of grammar, you cannot beat the price point of Fix It Grammar. All right, so that's the first thing. I love the price point. Number two, I love how the Fix It Grammar program that IEW has is laid out. So the very first thing I love is the first section of every week has a learn it section. So, for example, they will learn about nouns, all the things that they should know about nouns. They will learn about capitalization, end marks, indentation. And then after they read the learn it section, the student has 4 sentences per week, and they only do 1 sentence a day. So it literally can take like 10 or 15 minutes, sometimes less. They have 1 sentence a day where they take what they learned in the learn it section and then they label the sentence inside of Fix It Grammar. So it's really laid out. Every single sentence has vocabulary embedded. So I love that about IEW, the Institute for Excellence in Writing, is because they embed vocabulary in everything. So not only are your students learning some extremely strong grammar skills, they are also picking up some excellent vocabulary that they are encouraged to write down in the back of the book and try to use in their writing. So again, price point, number one reason I love Fix It Grammar and why I think it should be in your shopping cart. And number two, the reason I think it should be in your shopping cart is because it's laid out so well, and every single week is the same. The nice thing about that is, as a student is trying to grow in mastery of grammar, the way their curriculum is laid out makes it so easy for you as a parent and so easy for your student to really learn and get used to how things are going. Now, the third thing I love about Fix It Grammar is they do not have random sentences. So let me just show you here. Every Fix It Grammar level is based off of a story. So this one is based off of the story, The Nose Tree. So what your student is actually doing every single day for 4 days each week is they are editing 1 sentence at a time of a story. So they are editors for the writer of whatever story is listed for their level. And so the nice thing is that every single sentence is actually building to a full story. And so the nice thing is, again, the sentences are not random. There are 30 weeks worth of lessons. So again, like I said, it will take up the entire school year of grammar. You need nothing else. So again, reasons why I think you should use Fix It Grammar as your grammar program. Number one, the price point is very affordable. Number two, the layout makes it very easy for your child to really master grammar over all of the Fix It Grammar levels. And then it also has vocabulary built in. And number three, the sentences are not random. The sentences that your student is working with and learning to label and identify all kinds of different grammar rules, those sentences are actually 1 sentence a day that's building to a full story. So they are editing someone else's work with the goal of learning how to take the things that they are learning in Fix-It Grammar and applying those to their own writing. So let me go ahead and I am going to actually show you the inside of the Fix-It Grammar program so you can see it for yourself. I think it's best to show and not just tell. So you would go to the IEW.com website, and I'm just going to show you the inside of this particular Fix It Grammar book that I am showing you right now in physical form. You can actually look at samples. I'm going to show you a sample, chance to see what does it look like in the teacher, look like in the student manual. So as a, you may be thinking, I don't remember all those grammar rules. Well, the nice thing is you don't have to. The teacher guide that you are given by Fix It Grammar is super helpful. It gives you all of the answers, so you do not have to know all the things. You just literally open up your teacher guide and all of the answers are there. So I think, let's see, I think this is the student sample. Let me make sure I'm showing you the right sample before I open this page for you. So give me a second. No, here's a student sample. All right, here's a student sample. All right, so with the student sample, like I was saying, these are just instructions that let you know how what to expect for the week. So there's the learn it section, there's the read it. That means they read the day's passage, which is just one sentence. They look up the vocabulary word that is bold in the sentence. They mark the passage using the guide at the top of the daily practice page. I'll show you that in a second. They correct or fix the passage using, again, the guide at the top of the page, and then they rewrite. So again, there's some built-in handwriting that they have to do as well. So I'm just going to slide up. This is just the table of contents. Like you see, there's 30 weeks of lessons. There are 4 vocabulary words every single week. So here is what a student sample looks like. This is what the learn it section will look like. This is week 1. So for example, that week they're learning about nouns. They're learning about, they're learning 1 capitalization rule, 1 end mark rule, and then they're learning about indentation and what they should notice. And then all they have to do for the very first day of that lesson, day 1, they read the sentence. They look up the vocabulary word pour, like what does that word mean in the context of this particular sentence. Then what they do is they mark it. And the nice thing about the guide at the top is it really is self-correcting. They know that they should be looking for 2 nouns. They know that there's something that is not capitalized. They know that there is an end mark missing. And so all the things that they reviewed on the Learn It page, they apply to the sentences for that week. And once they do this, this just shows you, like, this literally could take about 5 minutes when you get started. Now it does increase in complexity. They'll just look the word up, they'll find the 2 nouns, they will fix the capitalization. They'll basically put 3 lines under the D here. They'll add an end mark, and then they rewrite it for this author to let them know this is how this sentence should have been written. Now I'm going to slide down. This is the same week. This is day 2. They would do the same thing to the day 2 sentence. Here's the day 3 sentence for the same week. And then here's the day 4 sentence. Easy peasy. Again, the way everything is laid out is so predictable. It makes it very easy for your child to master grammar. Now, let me slide up and show you a second week. So week 2, they're looking at article adjectives. So this is cumulative. So now, not only are they going to be labeling all the nouns, they're now in week 2 labeling all the articles. So if you look at the day 1 sentence, they should be labeling all the articles and the nouns. And then, of course, fixing what they have already been learning in week one, fixing the capitalization, adding the end mark, and then rewriting. Now, again, it doesn't stay this easy. So if you're like, okay, my child can do this in their sleep, don't worry. They learn about pronouns and they go pretty deep in pronouns. And this is, again, the first level of Fix It Grammar. So it does move with a really nice pace. Notice how the market section is growing. Articles, nouns, now pronouns. This is just week 3. And then I think they have week 18 up here for you to take a look at. And you can look at this on your own. This is actually on their website. You can look at this and check it out yourself, download these pages, and just get a sense of how it feels. Now, notice for week 18, through this point, they've learned about nouns, pronouns, adjectives, coordinating conjunctions, prepositional phrases, subject verb pairs. So they have a lot more that they're marking and labeling. And then, of course, they're fixing just the capitalization and the end mark still at this juncture. And again, every single day is exactly the same. So I just wanted to show you that, because if you are a parent who is trying to figure out, what is Fix It Grammar like? What will my child learn? This is a great example of how each of the pages look. And then now let me show you the teacher guide. I think it's really important to not only look at the student guide. Looking at the teacher guide is helpful too. So again, like I said, you don't have to know all the answers. As a home educator, a parent, or even if you're a teacher teaching in a setting that is a non-home education setting, you can use this as well. Now, again, your Learn It will look exactly the same. So this white section is what will be in the student guide, but the gray section, those represent notes just to you as the home educator or as the teacher. So you get some additional information. And in your teacher manual, so notice here it says, for more information about indentation, see page G31. In your teacher manual, I'm going to actually stop sharing real quick. In your teacher manual, you get a grammar glossary. So this grammar glossary is what they're referring to when they're giving you some additional notes. So if you're like, I really forgot about indentation, or I need to brush up on my own knowledge of pronouns or subject verb pairs, you just go to the grammar glossary page that they reference for you as a teacher, and then you can get the information that you can share with your child or your student. If you're actually not sure what the answer is, they don't leave you hanging. They really equip you to support your child or your student. So let's keep looking at the teacher sample, because I want you to you're fully supported. So let's look at what it looks like when you have, as a teacher, the answers. So notice week 1, day 1, all of their markets, their fixes, and their definitions, you have the answers in your teacher guide. So that is super nice. And then I'm going to slide down to week 18, because again, week 18 is a little bit more. It gives your child a lot more to label, and I want to show you what it looks like to have more support as a parent or a teacher in a school setting. So if you go down to, say, day 1 of week 18, notice this gray section, which in your student guide, your student's book, that's where they rewrite. In your book, it explains the rules that are being applied. So we capitalize he because it's the first word of a sentence. We use a period at the end of a statement. The pronoun he replaces second soldier. So you get extra notes for yourself as a teacher. I love that. So you don't have to feel like you don't have the answer. You have the answers, and you have in your book the grammar glossary. So I am loving this Fix It Grammar. I think every single person who has a K through 12th grade student, well, really this starts around 3rd or 4th grade, you should check out Fix It Grammar. It's a wonderful option if you are wanting to make sure that grammar at your home is really solid. And this goes all the way with your child through high school. And I'll tell you a story that I told on my last live. I have a student, all they used was the Institute for Excellence in Writing for writing and Fix It Grammar all the way through level 5. He took his ACT, and this was him. He was a rising ninth grader at that time. He took his ACT and got a 30 on his ACT the first time. Now, of course, not everybody's results will look that way, but I tell you that story to show you that what you're learning here translates outside of just what they're doing in the book. They're building up the building up of their vocabulary, their solid mastery of grammar through the levels of Fix It Grammar, and then any of the recommendations I gave you earlier in the week around writing. You cannot go wrong. Your child will be very well versed in writing and grammar if you choose Fix It Grammar. So again, this week, or today rather, in your shopping cart, you should check out Fix It Grammar. Number one, the price point is very affordable. Number two, the way the layout is for you and your student makes it easy for your student to master grammar. It also makes it easy for you to support your student as a home educator or as a teacher who wants to help their students improve the grammar. And last but not least, I just absolutely love that vocabulary is built into this program already. So meet me back here tomorrow. I will have another recommendation. I'll be going live around this time every single day until free shipping is over. Free shipping ends July the 10th. And I will drop in the chat. In the show notes, the link is there as well. But I'll drop in the chat here as well the link to get free shipping. So make sure that you grab the free shipping code. This is the time of the year where if you are buying your curriculum for the fall, utilizing the Institute for Excellence in Writing, you want to make sure that you are filling your shopping cart and that you make your purchase by July 10th before free shipping ends. All right, I'll see you here tomorrow night, a little bit after 9, and I will give you another recommendation, no matter what age your child is, for what you should be putting in your shopping cart to make sure that your child is going to be an exceptional writer and that you have all the support and the resources you need to help them do that. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Take good care.